Okay, this hangout is live. This is the Classic Team-Up with Classic, Ronan, and Nerd Ferg.
Yeah.
Going live in three, two. Hello and welcome, everybody. You know what? Let me start that over. Bye week, grind our week, nitty bong, everybody. Welcome back to the Classic Team-Up. I'm your host with the most. You know me, and in case you don't, my name is right there in the show title. You can call me Classic, aka the Mediocre, aka Tylo Ren, aka the Mythical Creature Hunter, aka Supremely the Strokes, aka Keep. I am that same energy. I just read my Twitter bio for anybody wondering right now. But I'm all that and then some. I'm back for another week, another edition of the Classic Team-Up. 2 in a row. It's like a streak is happening here. So, as we're streaking, we're doing so with you on the CSPN Media Network. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for telling a friend or a foe about the show. And, of course, I got some great guests this week. First off, he's not a stranger to CSPN. Or to me, but this is his first time on the team up. You know him, probably from his albums. You know him from, him being on Twitter. You know him from his wild ass name. But more importantly, you know him because he's probably one of the dopest MCs around. Nerd Ferg, aka Nerd Ferguson, is in the building. Welcome, Nerd.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you having me on here.
Of course, man. It's definitely an honor and a privilege to have you on the team up for the first time. You're somebody out, you're like a go-to when we have like wrestling shows or anything else. Like get Nerd Ferg on, you know what I'm saying? You can talk about his albums, you can talk about anything.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, personally, you're a good dude, and I definitely look forward to chopping it up with you once again.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and then on the other end, I do have 2 guests today. Along with myself and Nerd Ferg, we got somebody that's caused a little trouble this week. He's if you've watched Black Panther in the theater, well, I don't know where else you're watching it. If you like my little brother and you like bootlegs and stuff, I don't know why you're going to diminish the quality with watching it on the screener. But if you watch Black Panther and you got some opinions on Twitter, say about can Black Panther fight against Batman? I think this man, I don't know if he started it. If you started the discussion or you kind of just brought it up to the light and everything, but it was like a lot of tweets were going back and forth about Black Panther versus Batman. Who would watch who? Can T'Challa watch Bruce Wayne, etc. Back and forth. And this guy was at the center of it all. Reckless Rona, aka Rona, is in the building. Welcome to the team, my man.
What's going on, man? I'm gonna give y'all my Twitch intro, man. It's your boy Ronan on the sticks, 8 times out of 10. Your favorite Ronan on Twitch. What's going on?
Okay. You on the Twitch too, so if you gaming, that's what's up. But let's start there because this has been kind of a burning issue, and it's kind of taken a life of its own. Black Panther, of course, #1 movie in America, in the world right now.
Right.
It's just breaking mad records. People feeling mad salty about it. But it feels some kind of way. How come there's not a White Panther? You know why there's not a White Panther. You know how many white superheroes we've had in the movies, man? Like, I mean, we had the Phantom, Billy Zane. That was a good movie, by the way. But we had all kinds of, give us one. You know what I'm saying? But aside from that, like, how did we end up? I'll ask this question. It's a 2-part question. How did we end up with Black Panther versus Batman? And why is it every time there's a superhero thing, it always gets back to people hating Batman? I'll leave this. I'll open the floor to anybody right now because I get it, but I don't get it too.
All right. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and if you know me from Twitter, Tim Ain't Cool is my current @ name, man. I have in my bio, I'm Bat Hive. I'm a big Batman fan. And, go ahead and get it out now. You know what I'm saying? Batman catches the most heat on Twitter from any comic book hero, superhero, quote unquote, at all. Period.
Yeah. You think Batman killed your parents instead of the other way around? It's the way y'all hate on Batman. I don't understand it. Like,
Man.
wait. Was your parents shot in Crime Alley by Bruce Wayne? Because if I recall correctly, his parents were shot in Crime Alley, and he's the one that actually has a axe to grind.
Right. It's crazy to me because, they're like, the running joke with it is, he's in the Justice League, but he doesn't have any powers. But that, to me, makes him colder than anybody else. because he has to be more resourceful. He has to be smarter. He has, he has to have all the material. And part of it, yeah, is the money. He got bread. We know that. We know Bruce Wayne.
Rich.
We know, we know that. But it's the self-made kind of thing. As far as he trained himself. Peak human condition. World's greatest detective in DC. And the comic book head well, actually, me, I'm not 100% sure, but I know he's up there as far as detective work. As far as DC strategist. So he's dope in his own right. But
yeah, one of the greatest martial artists in the DC universe too.
Exactly.
Train with the greatest.
125 different forms of martial arts. Come on, man.
Disgusting.
But but he's the benchmark. Anytime a superhero conversation comes up, well, I know he's great Batman, or Batman would be, and it's like, if you don't like Batman, why is he even coming up in the conversation?
Though, what was the funny one? Bruce Wayne being board meetings every day, all day, just commit crime during the daytime because he'd be stuck in a shareholders meeting. He won't be able to fight you. Like, wait a minute, did y'all forget that he ran around in broad daylight in the '60s, and they had the commission had a phone to his crib. Boy. And he had to slide down the pole to the Bat Cave. Yes, Commissioner. Him and Robin. That was broad daylight. He wasn't taking that. Yeah, there was no episode of Batman in the '60s that was at night.
Yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right.
It was all broad daylight. Freaking what was the guy's name? Aunt Harriet and Chief O'Hara and all that stuff. That was broad ass daylight.
Man, that's true. I'm thinking about that. It's true.
We could put Swiss cheese holes in all these arguments against Batman. I mean, we could do this all day long. Oh yeah, so he's got no powers. Then why does the entire Justice League fear him? Why does the entire DC universe fear him? It's not even the fact that they're like, oh, criminals think he's scary. People on his own team think he's scary. They don't trust him. They can't. They don't understand him. And it's the go-to is Tower of Babel.
To piggyback off what you said though about Batman not having powers, man, Iron Man doesn't have powers either, and people love Iron Man.
And Iron Man's a lush,
right?
And a womanizer. Like Bruce Wayne, he be just dropping in on ladies. But it's like part of his persona. Like, I'm supposed to be a billionaire playboy, so let's go out, and then he'll just, he pay for the Uber and send him on home or whatever. Iron Man is like Tony Stark is just dogging women out and stuff, just dragging them, and just kicking them to the curb or whatever. He's like, Jarvis, make sure she gets home okay. Like, what?
Right.
Jarvis is a computer. Jarvis got his own Uber service and stuff called. Mr. Stark would like you to get in expeditiously, please. Don't worry about your unmentionables. He will send you some new ones.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, people love Tony though, and Tony had huge character flaws. If we're gonna go by MCU, he created Ultron. I'm not going to go on.
Sucker. Like a sucker, man. How you gonna sit there and just like start working on a program and it's like, oh, I'm just gonna finish myself and take over the world, like, and then you don't go to jail for that. Meanwhile, you're trying to drag all your homeboys and put them in jail.
Yeah,
Whole city almost got my.
Yeah, pretty much.
About how like half the issues in the MCU is Tony's fault, for real.
Yeah, pretty much. Ultron, putting the Avengers together. What else happened? Extremists, the thing with Spider-Man and his suit, and I mean, all kinds of stuff. The space hole, the wormhole, and all that stuff. Remember, I saved the city. Whatever. Man. Yeah.
The repercussions, bro.
Yeah. The unlimited energy source that he had going underneath, and Loki came. It was like, I'm gonna use that.
Yep, exactly.
Stupid. I hate Tony Stark, but this isn't about Tony Stark, man. It's Batman, and apparently, Black Panther is the hot thing, the hot movie. Ro, what are some of the arguments you saw coming in? Like, first off, how did you end up being at the center of this? Did you start this conversation, or was this something that just happened? Did someone say something and you was like, well, actually, like, how did this?
To keep it above, man, you know how Twitter is, man. Something can snowball so quickly. I don't even remember the tweet that started it. But I know I came up with a tweet because everybody, like I said, riding the Black Panther high. Everybody was.
Oh yeah, Wakanda forever.
Exactly. Everybody's Wakanda forever. And I dig it. I love the energy that everybody's bringing to Black Panther. I dig it. But then people started jumping leaps and bounds, man.
Yeah.
Black Panther can, solo Galactus. Like, come on, bro. Like,
what?
Yeah. I didn't see that tweet, but it was getting to that point where people was just jumping with it. Jumping with it.
But do Galactus got vibranium though? Because if he don't,
man, see, here we go. We go.
People treat vibranium like that was like the element, like it was like the Noxidol 9 or something. Like whatever. If I got vibranium, I'm good.
Exactly.
Fix the subways, man. The vibranium's gonna fix your school system. Vibranium's gonna like fix your school lunches. Vibranium's gonna fix your government infrastructure. Vibranium, son. It's like everyone wanted vibranium all of a sudden.
That's the first thing they heard that they could remember.
Yeah, but okay, so that happened. But there's arguments against Black Panther too. I mean, he's not perfect. T'Challa actually had struggles in his own movie. Some kid, his cousin, he even know he had a cousin, just pops out of nowhere, straight out of Compton, and just takes over. It's like, this your king? Dumps him, and I'm your king now.
Wash him up, bro. Wash him up.
In a fair one. It wasn't even like, he had his powers stripped away. Like he couldn't take that purple tussle. He had to fight him on 1-on-1, and he just lost. And it was like, but Bane, bro, Batman's back. Bane had mad prep, and he was scouting Bruce for years. And in the comics, he sent everybody after him. And in the movie, Catwoman, duped him or whatever, but he was already ready for him.
Right. And see that and Dark Knight Rises too, man. That was it was an older Batman. It was, when he was thinking about going back to being Batman, he went to the hospital to see, and they was like, this is broken, that's broken, this is what I'm saying? He
had on them Stone Cold Steve Austin knee braces. Playing Batman, talking about, oh man, I can only do this 3 more times, Alfred. I'm washed. He was telling him too. He's like, I'm done for the night. It's only 3. He's like, but Master Bruce, it's only 3 a.m. It's like, nah, I'm gonna get some sleep, man. I'm done. I'm gonna call it a night. Crowd. If it's between 3 and 7 a.m., they just gonna have to deal with it, man. I can't save nobody. I gotta get my beauty rest. So T'Challa had his struggles. Black Panther did. He needed help, to get through it. And it's like, okay, the parallels are there. So why is there still an issue as far as like a debate? And it just became an attack on Batman. Yeah. And Nerd, I don't know if you like Batman, you hate Batman. Like, what's your stance on all this as far as like the arguments and what's your take from all this?
I think it's funny. Like I when I was growing up, I didn't read DC a whole bunch, so my Batman knowledge isn't as robust as it is with Marvel. Like I could tell you Marvel up and down all day.
Yeah.
But I don't dislike the Batman character the way a lot of people do. You know what I mean? Like, so when I see the jokes flying, I laugh at it. But I don't feel it. It doesn't come from the same place. I'm just cracking jokes to be funny. But people like legitimately dislike Batman as a character.
I thought people were doing it to be cool, like, it's my faves is always talking about Batman. Let me talk trash about him too. Like, well, he's in the 1%. So Batman would have voted for Trump anyway. So fuck him. Like, okay, yeah, how you get your yucks, but then think about it. It's like, okay, I don't know if y'all were alive back in 1989, but the lines were around the block to see that movie, to see all the Batman movies up until they started becoming trash.
Yeah, when
people say. Yeah, but even the Dark, when the Dark Knight came back and all those movies were hype, and it was like Batman's back, and it's like, was it the Joker? And that's the other thing too, like, oh, his villains are whack. Batman, he got like he basically has got like some fat dude that's a penguin, a dude who's what was the tweet? Old girl said it. His superpower is questions. Talk about the Riddler. His superpower is questions, and he got struggles with him. Or the dude that dresses up clown makeup, like that's that way. It's but $1.05 soaking wet. That's his nemesis. Come on, man.
Oh man, see, like I said, the jokes are funny, But again, you raised the ill point. Like when you think about it, those Batman movies from the 80s, like almost set the bar for what we're seeing right now with superhero movies. You know what I mean? Like
the dark tone and everything else. Yeah,
it's like even they didn't have the technology or whatever to to have them look how they look now, but stylistically for the most part, that all comes from that era. You know what I mean?
And let's keep it a buck with Batman too. He's the most interesting character in the DC universe. Like everyone's Superman's like the flagship, and that's the logo or whatever. But Batman is it. Like Batman is. I hate to draw this parallel because I hate him, but Wolverine and for the X-Men in the Marvel, it's like everyone likes Wolverine because he's complex and he's this and that. He's got a. It's like. Yeah, people like Spider-Man or people like him, but Wolverine is like, oh man, Wolverine, I got a show for him because it's like a deep, dark character, and it's like it's got a whole bunch of layers to it. That's what Batman is, and I mean, going back to, I keep having to go back to Tower of Babel because that was like the most phenomenal story. Batman took down his whole team without even trying, not lifting a finger. It was like they hacked into his files, and he had files on every one of his teammates. How to bring him down. Wonder Woman's super competitive, so just have him fighting forever. Martian Manhunt is afraid of fire, so make him seem like he's on fire all the time. And like he was using like Mr. Scarecrow's fear gas on each of them. He had a special kryptonite for Superman's ass, like not just green kryptonite, but he had like a special red isotope that he made. It was like, this will fuck Superman up.
Damn,
do not use except unless he gets brainwashed or something. Like he was ready for him. So Batman pretty much took down, washed his whole team without lifting a finger based off a spreadsheet. Like he just had line items. Green Lantern. He needs imagination to make his construct. So make him blind. Like who does that? Crazy. None of his teammates were going to do that. They weren't going to be like Aquaman wasn't going to figure that out. Aquaman thought he was on fire the whole time. No, he thought water would. He was afraid of water, and he needed water to live. So he basically was like powerless.
And you raised an interesting point too, like with the layers to the Batman character in general. I feel like a lot of movies, up until maybe the Nolan movies, didn't even really scratch that surface. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's definitely another side to the character aside from him just dressing up and fighting crime and shit.
Yeah, he's imposing. He's a martial artist. He's a master tactician, strategist, detective. He's a great thinker. He's a great leader. Part of the thing is like with him being a team leader or whatever, he doesn't need to be. He actually doesn't want to be. He's like, okay, I'll just hang in the back and I'll be like an advisor, or I'll be this, or I'll be that. Or I'll pretty much chime in when I go, this is a stupid idea. I'm not doing it. When you guys go ahead, I'm going to do my thing, and I'll meet you in the middle. And next thing you know, you're like, where's Bruce? And he just comes in from the rafters. He's like, took you guys long enough. Like, what? What? Like, you can't even fly, and you're like ahead of everybody? He's a ninja. Yeah. I mean, come on, man. Like, why would you do this to yourselves, people? You're just embarrassing yourselves with this whole thing. And then on top of that, there's more. I hate to do this because I like him too, but I mean, wouldn't y'all clowning Aquaman just a minute ago? Wasn't he like the biggest loser of superheroes? All of a sudden, Aquaman's cool again because y'all saw that movie and you all mow it out now. I see what it is. But see, on the other end, Black Panther, I mean, he's not flawless. He's got some flaws. It's just we were behind him 200% because we want everybody black to succeed. With a few exceptions here or there. But let's all right, and I'm gonna branch off into something else that came up. So Okoye is one of the Dora Milaje, the Black Panther movie, and apparently it came up a day or two ago that she can go toe to toe with Wonder Woman, or that that there's a possibility she could do that. Well, okay, that might be fair and valid. They're both very similar characters, but Wonder Woman's like pretty much one of the premier, legendary, iconic characters in comics, period. So it's like, okay, yeah, maybe they can fight, but Wonder Woman's winning that fight. And then it was said, I'm not going to attribute it because I don't think she wants to be associated with that anymore. But it was brought up that, if Wonder Woman went up against, like, Okoye, all black women would jump in. And everyone proceeded to say, oh, hell no, we're not. Because that's Wonder Woman. Like, you can fight Wonder Woman if you want to. I'm
trying to see those bracelets touch.
No. First off, you're gonna run into run towards the battlefield. Earrings coming off and stuff, everything swinging, Vaseline, shoes, and you're gonna blink right into that invisible jet that's parked right in front of the court where they fight. Like you only see that. You get watched by her parking space. and then let's say you do get past all that and you get in the battle, whatever. What makes you think that she just going like? First off, she won't even make the bracelets touch. She might just put that lasso on you.
Yeah, exactly.
And you tell her all the truth. You'd be like, I owe like this much in student loans. I still miss my baby father. Like all the truth go come out. I don't know.
But then people were like, okay, well, if you take away powers from the equation, then Okoye will win. So this is another thing. When people start doing the comparisons between the characters and then they say, well, without the powers, who would win?
Yeah.
Like, why are we discussing what would happen without the powers? That negates the excitement of the comparison.
Yeah, and if you take away the powers, did Wonder Woman not learn like pretty much decades, centuries, damn near, of martial arts fighting styles?
I mean, she was trained to be a warrior in the Amazon, dog.
Yeah, she knows archery, she knows swords, she knows staffs, she knows all that stuff. So I don't know. You take away the powers, what are you left with? You left with a white martial artist and a black martial artist fighting forever.
Right, but one of them has lifetimes of experience. Diana has been around for a minute. Right?
Yeah.
So even if you take away Diana's powers, she still got, like I said, lifetimes ahead of experience. So it's still not looking good.
I don't see any type of situation where like a whole bunch of sisters is jumping in on Wonder Woman. Like I don't know if like they're fighting at Waffle House or something, but it's just gonna be like yo, just let them fight. Oh, that's messed up. Really, that happened? You okay, baby? Like I would just watch it go down. I've never wanted to jump in on any fights between women. You going to break them up, maybe. But nah, let's let them go. Let them go. There will be no wigs to snatch, no weaves, nothing. Just yeah. So I don't know, man.
That was a funny exchange to see go down, man. I was like really looking at people's explanations as to how.
Did we really get hit? Did we really get hit? And it became one of those things where it's too ridiculous to think anyone would take the other side. And then every now and then some contrarian was like, yo, but really Wonder Woman,
oh man.
Yeah. But in the movie, she had struggles with that dude, and it wasn't even the real dead, it's like you watch too many movies, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But see, that's part of the good thing, because let's say, I don't want to say let's say 4 or 5 years ago, you wouldn't see an entire timeline turned up about comic stuff. You would see specific people who always tweet comics tweeting about comics. Like the hype is rolled so high, who know nothing about comics. They went and saw Black Panther a couple of times, and they're having conversations with comic heads, whether they're receptive to being taught or not. The conversation's open. It's something to talk about.
Yeah, and the folks that are more expert in it, I feel well versed because I've been reading comics since I was, kind of just a wee lad or whatever back in the early '80s. But even I'm just like, I just sit back and just enjoy it. And every now and then I'll throw some facts, but I don't gatekeep or just try to shame nobody for not knowing. I'm just like, hey, if that's what the movie showed you, but check out this panel. Or and this happened. Maybe you should check that out. It's kind of expand your mind. But I try not to be that whole. Well, actually, and you shouldn't be. I don't even know why you're talking about comics anyway. You stay out of my lane, or, that kind of thing. Because you want people to go hit those movies and break those records and stuff, so that we can have more Marvel movies and left like Titanic or whatever passes for movies, English Patience or something.
Yeah, and I'm the same way too, because when it comes to the DC stuff, I know I'm not familiar with it. So when I'm watching it, you know, I'm kind of like any other moviegoer at that point. So you know, I know what it's like to just be enjoying the movie and not be completely familiar with the source.
Yeah, and you know, you have to have that perspective where it's like, you know, you're really there to enjoy. It's what it's for. It's for enjoyment. Like Black Panther, I went in there. I don't know. I only know so much about Black Panther from the books, whatever. I wasn't reading it religiously. I didn't read the last few years when it came back and everything. I was interested, but I was like, oh, I know a movie's coming, so I'm just gonna wait for that.
Right.
And so many people just like put me on game about the Dora Milaje and about the, you know, about T'Challa and about the, you know, basically the whole system is set up in the movie, that I felt like I could still enjoy it and still want to learn more. Like I want to go back and read some of the, you know, Coates' run of books on Black Panther now. I want to read like World of Wakanda, even though they got canceled. You know, it's like I'm interested in some of these side characters too that I wasn't before. And that's kind of what these movies do. It helps their brand as far as Marvel goes, and helps everyone that, you know, sees it. And that the fact that you could have that and a Justice League on the other side means there's room for both. So that's mad helpful too. I mean, the fact that we got superhero TV shows just popping up left and right too, and this excitement about that, it's like everybody wins, except for like anyone that likes the Inhumans, because that show was trash. Hot garbage.
Yeah, I never even got around to seeing that, but all of the response I heard was not positive.
Yeah, I mean, there's some hits and misses. It's like with rap, you know, there's good MCs and there's sucker MCs. I mean, it's always going to be the case. You're going to get somebody that jumps on is like, you know, really hot, and someone's like, whatever, you know. So, I mean, that's the animal. That is the animal. Yeah. So, actually, there's one more thing that happened comic book wise. Marvel. And I'm a little mad at them for this too, because I had plans for like this movie. They decided, fuck it, let's just put it a week earlier. And so Avengers Infinity War, it was supposed to be on May the 4th, I think, was that Friday, which is Star Wars Day, or fake Star Wars Day, if you know, May the 4th be with you. And I think the last two Avengers movies were put out on that Friday, on that same day. So interesting factoid there, but they moved it back a week earlier, so now it's coming out like April 27th, I think, is the date. Could be wrong, but you know, April 27th, a whole week earlier, whole last week earlier. And it was a Twitter exchange where Robert Downey Jr. was tweeting with the official account, Marvel account, and was like, "Hey, can you make it a week earlier?" Sure, we'll do that for you, Tony. So it's like, boom, they make that happen. And now that fucks up the game for a lot of people, as far as if you got a movie coming out that week, you're SOL.
Yeah,
you know, because
something like the list of movies that come out that week is not even anything for real that break your neck to see. So
yeah,
whatever box office they was gonna have is gone.
Yeah, you pretty much gotta hope people see enough of Avengers and just see a movie like 2 weeks later or something, like, all right, I've had enough. Let's go see this other stuff.
Yeah.
Or they can't get tickets to Avengers. They're like, well, we'll just go see The Shape of Meatballs or whatever comes out that week. and call it, you know, like, oh, well, you know, we'll do this date night thing, and then we'll see Avengers another time. And, you know, everyone's all mad or whatever. But, and also, the week it comes out, or that Friday, is the start of Universal Fan Con in Baltimore.
Oh, wow.
So like the same, because I saw that too. I was like, wait a minute, Fan Con is that week. What? Like, it's going to be like, if you are into geek stuff and you're going to Fan Con already and you're about to see Avengers like that before going, it's like you're going to be just like, it's like a geekgasm weekend. It's going to be just geeked out. I'm going to be just stupid. And I got plans for Fan Con too. So that's kind of what messes me up personally, because I had plans for going to Universal Fan Con and I had plans for going to see Avengers, and like both plans involve like some sort of costume change or whatever. So I was like, damn, and I gotta figure it out. But whatever, we'll figure it out. But how do you think this affects you guys as far as like, you know, your plans in terms of, I mean, you just going to get the Fandango tickets a week earlier? You know, did you have a vacation or wedding planned or something like that? You know, like, yeah, if you got a wedding planned on April 27th and like Avengers like a week earlier, do you like reschedule that? Like, yo, baby,
yeah, like call the venue and see what they looking like.
Man,
if they can
can we get our deposit back? You know,
the wedding can start at 7 a.m. Smooth, bruh. Be there, be square.
I'm just saying, we was going to get Captain America cake anyway, so
technically. But I think it's dope that they moved the date forward because, you know, anticipation, hype. The only people that it sucks for is for the super hardcore. I took that week off and we're gonna, you know, marathon and and then we're gonna, you know, scheduling. That's the only people it really sucks for. I didn't get that hype into it. I was like, I'm buying my tickets day one, whatever day it goes, I'm in there. You know, I always go to the advanced screenings too. I never want to be behind the power curve. So.
Yeah. And I think part of the reason they're doing it, I mean, I've heard a couple of reasons. One is the UK opens up on the April 27th. So now it's like in unison with the rest of the world as far as like, or not the rest of the world, but the debuts and premieres or the opening days will be the same. So there won't be that extra week where spoilers start to leak out stuff from, you know, because, you know, those British, man, they hate us so bad.
That's true. This is true.
You know, so there's that. And then I heard they want to space it out or they want to move it up because Solo, Star Wars story is supposed to come out like, I don't know, after that or before that, but it's basically they want to have space in between because they're both Disney properties and they, you know, want to basically maximize their bucks,
right?
You know, what they're pulling in, which makes sense too. And plus Black Panther's tracked pretty well. So, I mean, with the success of that, it's like, well, let's not let that light waver and wane. By the time you get Black Panther out of there, you get ready for the Blu-ray, you know, for the DVD. It's like, boom, Avengers is here. You know, so
exactly.
It's a good business move. Mickey knows what he's doing, man.
Did you read anything into them capitalizing Fantastic in one of their tweets?
I noticed that.
I would think that was a shot. I don't think there's you know, they might have something in the movie, but I doubt it.
Because I feel like the license acquisition has happened. It was too soon for them to, but you know, I don't know.
Yeah, like,
reshoots.
They could reshoot. They could put something post credits instead of for the sequel because this is a 2-part movie.
I heard it wasn't a 2-part anymore.
Oh yeah, you might be right, but I think that I'm still assuming that whatever comes after this might be like a continuation. Like it's not gonna, you know, this might be one of those things where it has like the bad ending or something. And it's like, what do we do now? Tune in 2 years from now for this, and you're like, damn, you know. Let's just get right to it though, because it's Thanos versus everybody. He's got the Infinity Gauntlet. We know that, or we see kind of from the trailers and the previews and stuff. So spoilers may or may not be happening right now when we talk about this. You'll live in years of comics. Who's dying? Because someone's dying.
And just this is my theory. It's not looking great for Cap, only because he already has 2 successors already brought into the screen. We already got Bucky, who like I said, I'm not gonna do spoilers, but you know there was something mentioned in Black Panther which kind of pushes his narrative forward a little bit. I think it's a little bit too early for Sam. I know in a certain comic timeline he does become Cap for a minute. I think we've gotten a little bit more development out of Bucky. So if Cap does get knocked, Bucky may be the one to pick the shield up. I would like for Tony to get knocked.
It would be deserving.
It would be deserving, but there's nobody really to pick up Tony's mantle.
Are you kidding me? You got War Machine right there. Iron Patriot.
But Rhodey isn't Tony. He uses the gear, but he's not making the gear. He's not crafting.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It also leaves an opening if they want to introduce like Ironheart or something, which would be a long introduction or a long way to get to that, or Pepper Potts or whatever if they wanted to go white woman, which they're not against doing that. I think, and this is a shot out of left field, but I think Black Widow might be the one to bite it.
I can see that.
Yeah, because I mean, I know they're talking about Solo movie and they're trying to capitalize off the fact that hey, women are hot now. It's stupid, but I mean, it's like, but there's so much more you can do with a lot of different characters. So it's like, okay, I mean, she might, you know, I don't know if Scarlett Johansson is going to want to stick around for more of these things. You know, she wants to have a career outside of that. She had one before anyway, and I don't know. I mean, money's money, but also Cap. I mean, not against that because he's got successors and Chris Evans, but let's see. There's one dark horse, one out of left field I was thinking about, and I totally, it wasn't Rocket Raccoon, although somebody said if Thanos wanted to get that wig he was looking for, boom,
wow,
he could just knock off Rocket, get that Davy Crockett look going. He's
wild, man. But you know who I thought was gonna get knocked a lot earlier? Hawkeye. They kind of hinted in Age of Ultron like he was getting ready to get knocked. You know, you went and met his family, and you know, come home safe, kind of the cliche, and it's like, yeah, he's gonna go. And then they knock Quicksilver, and I'm like, okay, I guess.
I think something's gonna happen with Hawkeye because, and this might be spoilers, rumors or whatever, but he's got a different hairstyle, and he's going by a different name at some point in that movie. And if anyone knows comics, they know like what name he went by, whatever. And there might be a reason for that as far as like, it's not just a fashion choice. So I don't think nothing's going to happen to him per se, but he's going to have a lot more motivation than before to be in that. I also thought maybe Drax, but you know, Dave Bautista's huge and still a great talent. That they got to do Guardian. I think the Guardians are untouchable as far as like going out like that. I think anyone that was in Thor Ragnarok was untouchable because Valkyrie, Tessa Thompson was amazing. In fact, if you see like they got some video now, Marvel's got of like features that are going to be on the Blu-ray, and they show like Tessa Thompson's her workout for Valkyrie and stuff. And I mean, she was putting that work in on the martial arts tip, and she was really in that character. And it's like so I don't. If anything, probably somebody from Wakanda. Everyone's like, I hope M'Baku don't die, but
he is the name right now.
Wasn't it M'Baku? That's what they call him. Yo, how is it? Everybody I know that's on Twitter. A lot of these women out here, they changed their Twitter name to M'Baku's mistress and M'Baku's future ex-wife. M'Baku's. I'm like, wait a minute, don't you got a man? How does he feel about you running around here claiming M'Baku all of a sudden? But he can be the first one to bark at Thanos and just get tapped like immediately. Come on, dog. Really?
Since we talking about the death list, we can go ahead and do RIP to Vision, man. Vision about to paint, bro.
Nah. I don't see that. Here's what's gonna happen in Vision. He about to get Clark. He about to get Superman too. You know how Superman got like the deuce to Clark Kent.
I was different.
They're gonna rip that gem out of him. He's gonna be like, I'm a real boy, and he's just gonna like him and Scarlet Witch gonna like make a baby, and he's gonna be all like, I don't need to be Vision no more. I'm cool. I like this human stuff. And then he's gonna answer the call and get the gem back and become Vision. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Okay, I can see that.
Because they got to explore that romance and everything with the Olsen girl. I almost said one of the Olsen twins, but they're not going to be in this movie. But I think it's not even gonna be that. I think it's gonna be like Infinity Gauntlet, how those gems, they can be used to take life, restore life. There's a time gem and all that stuff. I think we're probably gonna see a lot more deaths than we expect, but it's like which ones stick, because there's a lot of stuff that they can just be like, remember, Doctor Strange died several times at the end of his movie. Mm-hmm. So who's to say that, we might not see that happen again with the Agamotto, which that's one of the stones anyway, isn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know which one,
like
but
the time gem.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta be. So I mean, there's so many layers to this thing, and I gotta put on the Russo brothers. They, know how to write a damn good movie. They wrote Winter Soldier, Civil War, and they've got a pretty good string going. So they're going to set it up and make this like really work. And they know about featuring different characters, you know, so it's not going to be like, oh, he was on screen all of 5 seconds, we got nothing. I mean, it's going to be, someone's going to complain but this runtime for this movie is supposed to be like 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
So it might be the longest one. Yeah. So if you,
man. That's
crazy. Yeah, you pretty much got to give up a whole ass week if you go to do your little Marvel movie marathon. Like, I'm gonna watch from the beginning to the end. Like, no, don't do that. It's stupid. You did that 2 years ago. Just watch the last 2, maybe the last 3, and then bring your ass in the theater.
Do the plot on Wikipedia for the rest.
And then I just thought about it too. If you do decide you're going to do that marathon, you know how you're going to smell at the end of it. And so I'm showing up for Infinity War. I'm fresh. I took a shower and everything. I might have worked that day or you know, go home that night or something, change a little bit, throw some Brute on. You've been up in that theater since Tuesday. Camped out online. You smelling some kind of way. I got to sit next to you in this pre-assigned seat that I paid extra for. With my 3D glasses and my no, I'd be like, yo, somebody remove this guy, remove him. I don't know, so yeah, I don't want to see no movies with no marathoners. Just take your deal. I mean, there's not enough speed stick in the world. Man. You up there for breezing the seats and stuff. Anyway, that was a nasty tangent. So, nerd, yo, you got some dope music. You've had dope music in your catalog. I was just recently listening to, Trust Me, I Know What I'm Doing. You know, Gunshots and Twizzlers. I still love Bitch Twist My Sandwich because of this title. So, you know, I've been bumping your stuff for years. Every now and then I check in and stuff. Thankfully, Amazon Music has a few of your albums on there because I was like, you know, I had Amazon Music for a minute, and I'm like, wait, is Nerd on here? I was like, boom, he got some albums on here. Of course, anybody can find your records or your music at your website, nerdferg.com.
Right.
You know, check your catalog and everything. But you said you got something cooking and something new coming up.
Yeah, I got an album I've been working on. I actually just started probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago getting heavy into recording it. So I got a couple of songs completed. I've been working on the production, so I got, you know, all the beats ready. Might have it finished within the next month, maybe. I'm not giving myself like a firm date on it, but yeah, I've been in the lab for a bit now.
Oh man, looking forward to that, man. You've been doing work for, when did you start? Like rapping, but just putting out records.
At this point, I want to say it's been since about 2011. Like, I actually have one I released in 2005. Then, you know, I kept recording, but I never really put nothing out until 2011 when I started doing the happy hour joints.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, I just kept cooking.
That's dope, man. I mean, yeah, you pretty much span, you know, now you're in the 2 decades of of quality, you know, material that you're putting out. So what can we expect to hear on you know, this upcoming record? Like, you got any electronic, I don't know, like what's you said you're pretty much doing the production. You got mad features. I don't know how these kids talk that. I sound so old trying to sound young now.
This is actually going to be probably my most self-contained project. I'm doing the bulk of the production. As of right now, I don't have a feature on it, and it may stay that way. But yeah, it's I did a lot of the EDM and electric stuff on the last joint, but I'm keeping it, you know, a little bit simpler this time. So nothing too crazy. Just, you know, some else. I got a Cash Money sounding record on there that I've been dying to do for like years. So that joint's gonna be a lot of fun.
All right, all right. So yeah, I can't wait to hear it, man. Hopefully, we get an exclusive or something when you're ready to drop it. We just try to get you back to, we could give it some play or something, give it a review, and get some buzz going.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah, always appreciate you with that. But like I said, yeah, check them out, nerdferg.com. Yeah, what's up with Lee? You still talk to him?
Yeah, man. Me and I still got some records that me and him are working on.
Okay.
Yeah, we still chop it up. I need to get him to either come out this way or me go out there so we can hit the studio together, man.
Yeah,
it'd be crazy. Like what we do is we'll just like email stuff back and forth and work on it like that. And, we just adding stuff on it and shooting it back and forth, and we come up with some ill stuff that way.
That's dope.
Yeah, man. Lee, that's my dog, man.
Yeah, I mean, some of your best stuff is like you and him. That collabo always seems to work. But when I remember you tweeted, it had to be a year ago, or a few months ago, that you've been doing your own production and everything. I was like, yo, okay. And I'd heard it on your last record and everything, like some of the tracks you did yourself. Like it's like, okay, Nerd, he'd be behind the boards now. And when you've been in music for a while, it's like you start to figure, okay, I can't just you just stay in one lane. All of a sudden, you can just branch out and you start to get ideas as to how you want to create. So
yeah, and I mean, and I attribute a good deal of that, like working with Lee and whatnot, because like seeing his process and how he puts things together, it started giving me ideas too. So that collaborating, man, that's always a good look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's evolved over the years too. I mean, I've seen him just take on all different types of projects. He's got a jazz album. He's got this kind of and it's always interesting, following him and seeing him develop and grow. And of course, I'm always indebted to him because when we was getting it started podcast, it was like, Lee, I need beats. He's like, here, use these. And I was like, but these is like from your album. Just use them. You good?
I mean, this man, I don't want to know what his folders look like. He has so many beats just on the ready at any given moment, dog.
Yeah.
I can text him right now and be like, dog, I need something that sounds like a Neo record. And he will email me in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That actually happened once. I still have that beat.
Yeah. And he cooks great tacos. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, shout out to Coach Brown.
Taco, oh man, that will never ever.
Nope. Anytime I see Taco Tuesday, anything taco related, I'll add them. I'm like, what's this? Is this ad still the same? Yeah, I'm gonna add them. Start with these tacos, bees. Like, leave me alone. Shout out to Coach Brown.
That was a hilarious moment.
Yeah. Oh my God. So, other than that, I mean. So, are you guys excited about this? We come out of Black History Month in February. March Madness is coming up this March. Are you guys keeping up with the NCAA? You gonna get in any bracket action? What's happening with y'all on that?
I don't cover a lot of college basketball that much, but I am in North Carolina. I'm in Charlotte actually.
Okay.
So CIAA. My city's finna be turned, super turned.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just happy to be here at this point. I got a bunch of homies. I'm in your city this weekend. So I'm broke this week. I'm not even gonna front. But if somebody having a function, I'll pull up.
There you go. I was gonna say you got a house, but you probably don't want them jokers in your house doing debauchery. Yeah, you do your debauchery in the hotel. That's what you pay that fee for.
Exactly.
So that should be good. That's gonna be lit. Enjoying that. I don't really follow college basketball, so I stopped filling out brackets because that was like an annual donation. It's like just take my money. But I'll take a look at the tournament, see what the the Cinderellas of the dark horse teams are, and follow closely that way. I want to give a shout out though to I think her name is at Naima on Twitter, and she got a bracket out now that started. They always have the non-sports bracket, so because March Madness is like you could just do any bracket. I mean, we did our own like Slither Madness bracket, and it was pop culture. I think Batman actually won that one too. Yeah, take that, sucker. Yeah, because he faced Link in the finals. I remember that from Legend of Zelda, and I was like, boom, the votes was for Batman. So y'all voted for Batman in our bracket, but all of a sudden you hate Batman now? Really? You know, I got to bring receipts now. But it's the '90s R&B groups bracket.
I do remember seeing that.
Yo, I got it saved, the bookmark, because I was starting to fill it out, and I was like, yo, this is too difficult. Let me come back to this. But it was so odd because, you know, we all grew up, you know, back in the days and everything. Some of us older than others, not naming names, classic. But like in the '90s, I mean, that's when I was in college, in high school, college. So I remember all the groups, and I'm like, are you really pitting like what was one matchup? I think it was like Belle Biv DeVoe versus Jagged Edge or something like that, like in the first round.
Yeah,
like and so like there's a lot of controversy. There's a lot of chatter about these brackets, and people are getting excited about it. Like I filled out my bracket and stuff. I'm like, and they're not even saying which bracket it is, and this is on Brackify. I probably put the URL in there, try to show it some love in the show notes if you haven't filled it out. But make your bracket for R&B groups. They have one for men and one for ladies, and I think there's going to be like a big old. Oh no! Wait a minute, voting's closed. Oh, this is closed up already.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if this is the current one, and this might be last year, but yeah. So according to this, yeah. Spoilers, Boys to Men beat Jodeci in the finals. And this one I'm looking at here for the men. And I don't even see the one for the ladies, but I'll pull it up and, we'll put it in the notes anyway, because that's exciting, and I guess you fill out your own and, contribute to that. There's always a bracket thing. I remember Deadspin when you did one that was like cake versus pie, and like who came out on top at the end. And they had all the different cakes and all the different pies. I'm team pie. I don't know about y'all, and technically cheesecake is a pie. So
technically it is, yeah.
Yeah. So don't tell me cheesecake is a cake. I don't hear that. Yeah. So there's all kinds of, that's the madness. There's the March brackets and everything else. Yeah. So that being said, I guess this is a good time to land the plane, so to speak. We got some TV shows to watch and some other things to do. But yeah, I want to thank y'all for coming on and everything. Also shout out to Dick's Sporting Goods for deciding not to sell guns no more. Assault rifles. Like, what is sporting about an assault rifle? Anyway,
you want to know what tripped me out? I saw a tweet saying Kroger is gonna stop selling ARs, and I'm like, Yo, dog. When was Kroger selling choppers? Be like,
dude, you go to Kroger and just let it spray duck on some duck hunt behind the in the woods or something one day.
Like you in the deli counter, and all of a sudden you're like, hold on, I gotta go get this gun real quick.
I gotta get this banana clip from
yeah, can I get a pound of the honey baked ham and let me get 3 grenades and I'm out.
That tripped me out, bro. I was like, come on.
Last time I've been in a Kroger was in my pops used to live out in Winchester, Virginia, which is damn near on the border of West Virginia. And that explains a lot as to why Kroger would, like, as far as like, okay, maybe that's just how they do out there in Kroger land, but.
And yeah, we got Krogers by my crib too, but from what I understand is like the Krogers that are further south, they're way bigger and sell more than just groceries, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So that's still just crazy to me though.
That's way more. Like, why would you just who needs it that badly? Like, what are you hunting? Because you say, who on your property deserves an AR?
For real.
Like on some Liam Neeson, really? You're just gonna like blah blah blah, if somebody's breaking in, like, I'm just hitting them with the I'm gonna hit it with either the 2-piece or a tire iron, or I'm West Indian, so I got the cutlass or the machete. I'm gonna chop you up, but I'm not gonna sit there and be like, I mean, damn, that's some Rambo shit.
Man, you got a whole cutlass at the crib, bro?
I'm not saying what I got at the crib, man. I don't want nobody testing me.
we just couldn't skim over the fact you got a cutlass at the crib, dang.
I'm just saying, you could test the West Indian man if you want to. You just gonna find out how deep his island reach run. I'm just saying, it's
gonna be on guard on boys, huh?
Yo, I mean, this podcast is being recorded, so someone could use this and be like, oh, so this is what he got set up and everything. Okay.
Purely hypothetical.
Yeah.
The words expressed on this podcast do not reflect.
Express that shit if you want to. It's funny because every time I do a show, I'm like, wait a minute, I can say that, but I'm the guy in charge of everything. So I'm like, I should be making the disclaimers for like other shows.
Right.
Yeah. I'm like, Chronic College does not condone this. Like, yeah, no, they do. No one's ever pulled me up on the street yet about anything that's been said on the show. Like, you said that shit about the Dora Milaje. I'm gonna fade you. I'm like, oh, really? You gonna fade me over a podcast? I baited, Ma. Like, thanks for listening. Yeah, like no one. Yeah, has anyone come up to you, nerd, at a concert after a concert and said like, "Yo, that rap you said, man, my girl left me." Like, yeah.
not yet, man.
Like you made that 100. I just sold my Hyundai Elantra, and you making Hyundai Elantra Music 3. Making it a bump.
The year's still young though. We will see.
Yeah, that's how you know you made it, man. You get somebody some kind of way over your content, so it's all dare to dream. Yeah, but ARs, man. I don't know, man. This country, man. Trump's America is wild. It's wild.
Yeah, I can't call it no more, man.
It's wild, problematic. Maybe we all just hold on to our. I was gonna say hold on to our machetes and cutlasses, but. That would not be a good look for those that don't have them, and I don't want to have anybody go start buying that shit. You can't just buy a cutlass. You have to like have one passed down to you.
I didn't know it was like a ritual.
Yeah, it's like some Wakanda shit, man. You can't just.
Because it'll be your family, your cutlass can get skipped away.
Yeah, just skipped away. Yeah, ain't no coming back from the getting hit with a cutlass neither. You can't just have some purple tussin and just heal up. And so ain't no flower herbs. You're done. Yeah, you can't bark that shit away. All right, before we make any more Black Panther jokes, let's pretty much give you guys the floor. Ronan, any like you said, you bigged up your Twitch. Any shout outs you want to make, or any last words, anything you want to just plug and push?
Yeah, real quick, man. Like I said, I do stream on Twitch. So if anybody's a gamer, they like watching gamers, things like that, I do that. I stream about 4 or 5 times a week. Okay. URL is of course twitch.tv. Ronan on the sticks, STICKZ, because I'm fancy.
There you go. We always spell our shit, yeah.
Oh yeah. Shout out to the Reign of Tyrants gaming clan that I mess with. The Cookout too as well, run by the homie Denny Von Doom. So shout out to them, man. Gamers, cool people, cool Black people of color streamers. So if you want to see a little bit of diversity, check out both of those groups. Show them a little bit of love. That's mainly it.
Yeah, I can get back into gaming, man. That was my thing for a minute, and the community is nice. Some good people out there. You shout out Denny. I know Denny. Just one on me, and some of the other gamers out there that are doing it big. What games you playing out there? Like right now?
Right now, what am I on? I'm still playing a lot of Overwatch, man. I like team-based games. Get on there with the squad, coordinate strategies, all that good stuff, man. I'm still messing with Dragon Ball FighterZ a little bit. It's crazy. I'm behind on it, so I'll be getting smacked. But it's fun.
Okay. No Call of Duty?
For shooters, man, honestly, I'm more of a Battlefield guy than Call of Duty.
Okay. Yeah, Call of Duty, they call you the N-word too much when you play that. I was like, nah, I'm sorry. I know this different group of teenagers now, but they're still go into the same wheelhouse. Everyone that called me an N-word back when I was playing Call of Duty is grown now. And so I think they're going past that, but it's like this crop of kids now, nah.
Oh yeah.
Nah. These post millennials. Shit. Yeah. But yeah, check them out on Twitch. I like watching games too, because I'm not good at them. So Twitch is the perfect thing for me. I can just watch you play it. Twitch is the internet version of, you go by your homeboy house and he's good at all that shit. Like he's got the GD codes and the cheat codes, and you're just like, yo, you want to put? Nah, you got this, man. You got this.
Like, I didn't know you could do that in this game.
Yeah. Damn. Word. Okay. And you're watching all the little the movies in between and stuff, and you're just like, this is dope. Turn the lights out. We did that for Resident Evil, like turn all the lights out and stuff. I used to play and everyone watched it. It was like jump scares out the, when the hound came out. It's like, y'all some suckers, man. Shoot, I got this. Roll that herb, I'm good.
Man, my first playthrough of Resident Evil, dog, on the original PlayStation. I'm not even gonna lie. My first trip through that hallway had me shook.
Oh yeah.
OG.
That
real.
Shit had me shook. Them pixelated ass graphics scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. That was the funnest moments, was like, playing in a group like that. Final Fantasy VII, I think I always played that with somebody looking over my shoulder. I still want to this day fuck Sephiroth. I will fade him on the street if I see him.
It's like,
yeah. Nerd, floor is yours.
Yeah, just a quick reminder, nerdferg.com has all the music. It's also streaming on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, and all of that good stuff. And the new album, hopefully before April, but we will see. Okay.
All right. Be looking out for that. And of course, you can follow me at Classic Materia, ClassickMateria, on the Twitter. Wait, that's not my name no more. I changed it. It's Classick_AED. That's the new name. The old name is no longer. So yeah, Classic on ClassickAED. I'm still not going to tell you what the AED stands for. Some pretty funny guesses out there. You people are sick. But you're never going to figure it out ever. CSPN Media on Twitter. That is for the network. Check us out. Our website, cspn.us. You might be listening to this show through there. If so, check us out also on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, and also on Google Play, and leave us a review. You can do the 5-star thing, leave some comments, tell a friend, email us, any email at cspn.us. So if it's classic at cspn.us, mail at cspn.us, your favorite show. Check out our Patreon. This show will show up on Patreon as well as our regular feed. But if you donate on Patreon as a subscriber, you get exclusive content, on Patreon, like Bad and Boozy. They did a review of Black. Hilarious. You get a 10-minute preview on the regular thing, but on Patreon, you get the full hour and change of their podcast. And we got a few other exclusives coming. And most of all, check us out wherever you can. Just, forward and check out these guests here. And of course, for Nerd, for Ronan, this is Classic. For Spider Dog, who is laid out on my bed and about to put her in a crate. This is Classic saying, peace out.
All right.